dear Capricorn. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of December 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Sagittarius season, so wish all Sagittarius out there a happy birthday. I hope you have had a lovely November, especially you Scorpios that just have celebrated or are about to celebrate your birthday. I have had time to recuperate and have some days off. I have been able to both rest and get a lot of things done that was falling behind. So I feel much more in balance between work and play with this new organization. So I'm thankful for your patience with me only doing one reading a month for each and every sign instead of two, mid-month and monthly. So I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so hit the thumbs up button for your sign. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. Thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I am so grateful for all of your appreciation. This is a general reading for sun, moon and rising signs. For some people that watch the story I read, it can be in the reversed. The energy is the same. You're all part of the whole, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. For this reading, I will use the Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm, illustrated by Will Worthington. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open your deck here, I see Queen of Pentacles and the Hangman. So this is probably you, the Queen of Pentacles. It might be a Virgo, Taurus or another Capricorn as well. The Hangman is a situation where we are a little bit held back. It feels like nothing is happening. Life is not really an adventure at the moment, but it's probably for you to get to know yourself better. It's like success is halted. There's a kind of pause because you need to go inwardly and find answers. Okay. So I call the divine with love and light. And we have the Eight of Cups here and the Hangman. So it might be that you have been leaving someone behind and thereby also leaving maybe adventure behind, or someone might have been leaving you behind. Eight of Cups is connected to Pisces, might be a Cancer or Scorpio as well. And it's a person that they have love for a certain situation, but it costs too much in some way. So they leave it behind to find themselves, and they are going uphill here. And either this is a new moon or it is a lunar eclipse that's going on there. So the Eight of Cups is a situation where we leave old things behind to find new adventures, but it might be that you don't know what this new adventure is. So with the Hangman, you need to find out. You might need to be in stillness or accept delays. The delays might be because there needs to be divine timing. Certain things needs to fall into place. People needs to get certain ideas into their head and putting them into action before this can move on. So you might feel a little bit frustrated with maybe doing a big show and leaving something and then being rewarded with kind of nothing. This might be how it feels for you, but it's just like you're waiting for something. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we see the Seven of Pentacles. That's the card for waiting, as is the Hangman. So we can see both of these pictures contains trees. So trees, sorry, scared about my dog. Wait. Oh, I'm so focused when I'm doing these readings, so if there comes a loud noise, I will be startled. It was just a car going on the street, and my dog heard another dog barking. So trees are talking about ancestors, so it might have something to do with your family or something that has been going on in your family for quite some time, some kind of pattern that might wants to be changed. With the Seven of Pentacles, we need patience because things are going to take time. So you might have been doing something brave, like something very strong with the Eight of Cups, but feel like you are getting nowhere. So what was the point of leaving everything behind if there was nothing new to come. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Capricorn viewers. So I want my dear Capricorns to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So interesting, the 2 guardian dogs started to bark in your reading for a passing car. So I don't really know how to interpret that at the moment, but I will tune in to you and this reading and the energy for December for a few seconds, and we'll see if it's something comes up. Okay, Capricorn, what comes to mind here is, of course, the 2 dogs of Kerberos, the dogs of Kerberos hell, watching the doorway to hell. And the car passing by is the chariot. So it might be you traveling and facing your fear in some way, going deeper into the landscapes of shadows. And that's getting to know yourself better, going into the landscape of yourself and getting to know yourself better. But it's scary. It's natural to want to avoid those kind of journeys because, well, it's the shadows, it's hell, and it's watched by guardian dogs. Okay, so my dear Capricorn, this is your reading, and this is your future, and this is your now, and this is your past. So in the past here we have a Prince of Swords. So Prince of Swords might be Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra person in your life, or it might be you or someone else holding this energy, regardless of sign. Prince of Swords is energy coming charging in and wants to make a change or wants thing in their kind of way. They have a very quick mind. They can see a lot of different options and a lot of different scenarios, and they can also see the consequences of their own actions. So they might be doing some things deliberately to steer up the situation and get some kind of result that they want. We can see on their face that they're very determined. They also have their sword raised and their shield ready. So this is definitely a person being at war. Okay, so that's the past, and this is the now. And here we have a 4 of Wands. So sometimes we can be at war for love, like the wars of Troy, for example, which was triggered by love for a woman. And it can also be like we are fighting for our home, fighting for our freedom, fighting for our right to exist, fighting for self-love. This 4 of Wands is a new foundation. It can be some kind of celebration like a wedding or engagement. It can also, it's like a harvest feast, but it's also a celebration of self-love. This, if we see this as a person, it will be a person that's very warm and passionate, and they have boundaries, these 4 wands, but they don't have walls, and not big walls or big fences against people. So people are invited towards them, but as soon as they behave badly, they will know because they have these wands, the strength. So this is kind of an icon of a highly functional person that's social and open, but yet very firmly grounded and being able to stand up for themselves if needed. So these 2 cards in combination can be a person fighting for the right to be themselves and to like protect their home here, or their dignity, their own self-dignity, their own space, their personal space, or yes, their own boundaries. And this is the future, and we have a 10 of Cups. So self-love and self-respect and standing up for oneself leads to love. Because this is very natural that when we are together with people that's self-assured and calm, we also become self-assured and calm. It's like an energy that spreads. So if you can share this energy and show people that you stand up for yourself, you don't take crap, you actually create a a harmonic environment also for others. This is the same thing if you are raising a child. If you just let the child roam around, do whatever it wants, and never say no, you will create a person that might have narcissistic tendencies and also feels very unworthy and very unloved. So people don't know that you love them before you also love yourself and have boundaries and a certain kind of rules. It shouldn't be rigid rules, but rules that keeps everyone safe and happy, and that is what's creating a home. So for me it seems like Capricorn wants to create a home, but in the same time you are kind of running away from your home. And with the Seven of Wands and the Hangman that came, maybe you are not supposed to run away. Maybe you are supposed to stand and fight for what is worth something. Okay, even if the dogs are barking, even if these people that you are dealing with are not particularly nice, maybe it's your mission to fix these situations by your own strength and self-preservation. So when you have energy to stay in different relationships and fix them, do so. And if you need to run away, you run away, regain strength. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Hangman, it's nothing else to do than to kind of regain your energy and then go back out and keep on fighting for love, actually. Okay, so this is your past, and we have a Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles shows a situation where you're working together with other to obtain a certain goal. So it's very healthy. It's a cooperation, and it's there to make things into a more prosperous future for everyone. But everyone needs to be involved. We see here only one person is working, and they are being stroked by this cat. That cat shows self-esteem. It's also the divine feminine. So by your work, you seem to be, by the work that you do either at actual workplace or in your relationship, you seem to be a good example for others. But if you are the one doing the work, others might have time to criticize you for it. It's very easy to do that if one is standing working or putting in a lot of effort into something. The people that watched, it's very easy for them to say, well, you should have done that better, you should have done this better. So what we need to do is invite these people to do things together with us. Mainly because they don't stand around being lazy and criticize your job, but they actually know what the job really means to keep a family together or to do the work at your chosen career path. So it's about inviting people to help along and not just stand there and don't participate. So it might be that you have people that is actually not participating, and your job might be to engage them and to get them to work together with you. And here we have a King of Cups. So King of Cups is usually the father figure, the one that keeps the family together with love and warmth and strength and protection. So it's this loving, warm energy of a father that wants what's best for their family and not in a hostile way. They don't make other into enemies. They just look at life with love. So this is King of Cups. So it can be a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer in your life, but it might be any sign, a person that's being loving and wants to work together with you. Maybe before they stood on the edge criticizing you, but now it seems like this energy wants to deepen and actually maybe fight for this relationship or fight for the progress of the project or whatever is going on. So it's very beautiful energy, and it's also this very strong energy of being able to face whatever emotions are inside of you and not be startled. So here we have also the dog. So the King of Cups is about making your inside into a home and be able to spread this warmth also towards others. Making a home is not just roof and food and water and things like that. It's also it's also being like a leader, like a grown-up person that shows love and warmth towards other people, saying what they can do and what they can't do, and always showing love. Also when we are angry, I love you, but I don't love this what you have been doing. This is not going to be a good thing for you, and this needs to change. So it's very grown-up energy. Beautiful. Okay, so next card here is a Five of Wands. So this might be the teenager reaction to that kind of approach, when we say that this is I have the wisdom, I have seen this before, this is how we should do things, and people come and say, the other people come and challenge and say, I don't want to do it that way. And we can choose various different things, like approaches to this kind of situations. We can let people make their own mistakes, and that's usually the best thing. We say how things should be done, and if people say, no, I don't want to do that, we give them the consequences, but in a loving way, not in a revengeful way, but always giving people and animals and others a choice. It's the same you do when you train animals. You give the animal two different choices. Doing the wrong thing and not getting praised, or doing the right thing and get a lot of praise and maybe a treat. So we can do this also with our children or people that we care for or have responsibility to, by showing them, okay, when you do this, things going great. When you're doing that, things are not going great. I still love you, but you will have to sort out this mess for yourself. So I'm thinking there's a competition about leadership, or who's the best, who do things the best in the best way. And sometimes we also need to be very humble that people might have better ideas than we have. So we might need to say, okay, show me your way. Maybe your way is the better way. Also, really old foxes might have things to learn if they come a new youthful energy with something that could really sparkle progress. Because yes, wisdom is one thing, but new ideas is another thing, and it fuels our progress. If we just stayed with what we already knew, the wisdom that we already had, we wouldn't progress. So the Five of Wands is a situation where things can progress. It's usually petty arguments, conflicts, things like that. But it's a little bit playfulness, because it's about planning here. People are building a house, or they are having a competition of some sort. So if they are building a house, for example, we want to build it in the best way possible. So everyone comes with their ideas, and we choose the idea that's the best. So it's about being the wise and loving person in this situation, so things doesn't escalate into too big of a war just because someone thinks that they know best all the time. Sometimes you know best, sometimes your child knows best, sometimes your wife knows best, or your husband knows best. So we need to be able to be wise enough to not make it into a competition, but actually try to calm down the situation, and sometimes put boundaries and say no when we feel that that's necessary, and sometimes be okay, so what's your idea, let me hear it. So it's a combination of that. It's not going to be an easy ride. Human relationships are never easy, and projects that you are doing with other people is never easy. So we need to learn to compromise, communicate, and choose the ideas that are best to make progress. Okay, so this is the now, and we have Justice here. So Justice is a very strict card. It's about balance and justice, and it doesn't really care for the feelings of the involved parties. It's more a universal justice. It's karma. So what we see here is that we sometimes need to stand up for what is right, regardless of the consequences, because this is what's going to be the most helpful in the long run. So it's about being brave, facing our fears, standing up with truth and honor for the it's mainly to be grown up, much like the King of Cups, but with a lack of love. Here it's very mathematical, this Justice card. And here we have the King of Pentacles, very center, and it comes underneath the King of Cups, and it shows the both feminine kings, feminine element of water and earth. So this is Capricorn, and this is usually Scorpio, but any earth, any water. But this is, of course, you. And I think in both of these are you in one sense, but this might also be you, and you mirror in someone else. So these kings shows how to make a home. We make a home by being very earthbound. We see one is sitting on a cliff, the other one on a very sturdy throne in a big castle that's probably also made of rock. So it's very stable. It's like we have found the foundation, and the foundation is usually love, and it's also self-love and self-respect. When we can hold this energy, we become utterly strong, and it doesn't matter so much how things are storming on the outside or storming in our relationship. We are like the beacon in a storm, also for our closest ones. So I'm thinking, fake it till you make it, Capricorn. Become this beacon in the storm. Become very grounded, very calm. Don't take things personally. Don't escalate fights, but be very firm and strong. If you feel that you're that this is important. Sometimes you will feel rage coming up, and then you use it to make justice, not by revenge or blood spill, but by saying, I don't like how you are behaving, and this is how I feel, this is what I request from you, this is what you need to do to fix this situation. Very clear communication that can't be misunderstood. No passive aggressiveness. This is much more male approaching energy, since it's kings. So you need to be this grown-up person in this situation, and I'm thinking it feels very fertile. It's going to maybe feel like it's a lot of drama from your point of view, which you need to kind of be almost the judge in, or you are the only one that's grown up and rest are behaving like children. So it might feel like, oh, everyone is going crazy here. But it's actually for you to prove to yourself how grown up you have become by keeping your calm, keeping your cool, using your wrath or your anger to say truthful things, but still keeping the love vibration. So still holding on to that. And the bigger picture, we have here a spider making a web. That's human destiny, we can say, that's being webbed here. And sometimes we need to do and say things that's for the better for everyone. So we need to sometimes choose side and maybe protect the people that needs to be protected, and then change side. When that person says something rude, we might need to protect the other side and say, well, they actually have a point here. So it seems like you are the middle person in some way, or the person that needs to anchor a family or a relationship to make it stable and long lasting. Okay. The next card is the Fool. So I felt it with the Five of Wands, this very young energy. So it might be that you're dealing with people that feels a little bit immature. As I said, it doesn't have to be children. It can be very, very old people, or middle-aged people, or very young people. It's about their behavior or their maturity level. With the Fool, it's a person that is going into a certain experience that's new to them. And it seems like Capricorn in this case might have some experience to share, but also keeping this childlike positivism, being positive also for others, being positive for your common future, and not always judging people because they are not acting accordingly to certain rules, by more being there and reaching out the hand towards them and showing that here I am, here's the beacon, come to me, I will be strong for you. So it doesn't mean being in codependent relationships. It's just about a Capricorn having a certain kind of strength right now that making you able to show people the way by being not personalize issues and being calm and mature and just keeping this calm vibration. And where it's anchored, it's in self-love. If you feel a certain way, go with that. If you then feel in another way, go with that. Because sometimes it's we are very convinced about something that we feel or think or have planned. And then we might be like a little bit of a bull and going on with this. This is how I want things. But then there comes this fool saying to you, but couldn't we do this in this other way instead? Another dog as well. And then you feel immediately that this is a great idea. So instead of being a bully, you say, okay, yes, that seems like a great idea. That's actually better than my idea. We go with that instead. So it's about also being a little bit fluid. So this feminine energy that holds from water and earth, being fertile ground for new ideas, being the one that holds that fertile ground for these new ideas. So it's about showing direction, but also taking in new ideas and making this road much more prosperous. Okay, so that's your now, and this is your future. So in the future here we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is Libra, as is Justice. So some of you might be dealing with a Libra or another air sign, but Two of Swords is about choices. It's about being diplomatic. It's very hard sometimes, and she has this blindfold, so it's about and not looking so much but feeling more inside. And we can see she's naked and she has this very blood red cape here. So it's about feeling what's right, feeling, connecting with the universe. It's like two antennas here, which are the right way to go. And we will sometimes choose the wrong way. For example, telling to our husband or our best friend that I don't like what you do. I don't appreciate this, what happened yesterday, and being very angry, going down this road. But then they say something that makes you understand them in a better way, and you go back and you go down this road. So sometimes it might be like this, that we can't be as stubborn as we might naturally want to be, because every person has this feeling of I want to win. It gives us a certain kind of reward inside of us, chemical reward with certain feelings when we are right. But here it's not about being right. It's about always feeling into what is actually the universal truth in this situation. So every time, every second, being able to change your mind if necessary. So it's about being almost like an oracle or a judge in a situation that might be a little bit precarious. It can as easily become a situation where a whole family have a fallout, or a situation where you come closer together in greater understanding because of this very clear communication. Two of Swords is sometimes in if we go back a few years, the Two of Swords were more a situation where we, or maybe still with some people, a situation where we don't want to offend people, so we just keep our mouth shut. But now here I'm feeling it's very much like this new thing where we are so calibrated with the divine and this universal justice that we can feel it inside every step of the way, and therefore going forward with caution, but always being listening to the signs and being able therefore to make the best decisions, which the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles together is very well equipped to do. Okay, and here we have the Nine of Cups. So this seems to lead to where you want to go. It leads to maybe a prosperous love relationship with another person here, or it can be a family that finding some kind of common ground. It can also be a situation where you are actually preparing for your future soul family, which the King of Cups is a forebearer of. When he shows up, it shows that you are very close to your soul family. And here it says you have the relationship you're meant to have, or you have already set the table for the people that's supposed to come in. So it's almost like making a wish and then seeing it becoming fulfilled, and also being very sure that it will be fulfilled. Just keeping this energy of being true to yourself, being true to this universal justice, and then just see what's happening without anxiety for needing a reward, but actually being sure that I now follow my own inner voice and my own moral values, and I don't go against myself, and I don't hurt others, and therefore that might be a reward in itself. So it's actually not waiting for something that will be a reward. It comes or it doesn't, but this your behavior is opening up for great rewards. I hope you can follow my train of thoughts there, that where you have gone to or come to this self-love, this very strong foundation, was actually a reward itself. But this what you have obtained with being this calm and cool and grown up and solid and loving is also going to give most possibly beautiful rewards in the future. So the Fool together with the Nine of Cups is showing happiness. It's like the child's blissful happiness, and it's like getting Christmas presents or falling in love or something that's a little bit miraculous. So I see that for you, and that's kind of the reward for what you have obtained, but also what you have obtained was a reward in itself. I hope that was maybe clearer. And then we have a King of Swords here. So King of Swords is usually Aquarius, might be a Libra or a Gemini as well. And some of you might be dealing with an air sign that might have been a little bit childish. But they have been so because they thought that your relationship or the situation was about who was the man, the myth, the legend, or who was like the best person, the best human being, the smartest, the brightest, the fastest, the most cunning or whatever. And I feel here that they have seen something else. Maybe you have been able to teach them that it's not all about winning, that it's actually about love and respect, and that's something else. It's still like a little fresh for them here. It seems like it's a new idea, but it might not be something that they can fully understand at this moment. But there's a very big possibility for some kind of cooperation with this that will lead to this kind of progress, where also this person realized that, well, we don't have to fight, we don't have to see who is the best person. We can have love as our foundation and always choose the best solution instead of crediting the person that comes with the solution. We celebrate the solution itself and the prosperity it brings. So it doesn't have to be so much about being the smart or being the hardworking or being the nice, or we try to become loved for the things that we can give to other people. So for one person might feel, I will be loved if I'm very smart. This person might feel, I will be loved if I'm very rich. And this person might feel, I will be loved if I'm very loving, if I give my love to other people and make them feel my love. And there's many different ways of giving and receiving love, or thinking that we will obtain love through this. But this person might feel, I will be loved because I'm smart. But this person here, they don't love this person because they are smart. They love them for how they make them feel. And so we can sometimes misinterpret. There's also this 5 language of love. Sometimes we use one language of love on a person that can't really receive that kind of love. If you always solve a person's problem, but they don't want to have their problem solved, they just want to be listened to. but this person thinks I give love when I help them solve their problems. But this person can't decipher that kind of love. They will just see it as, oh, this person being a bully, and always think that they know the best. The only thing I want is someone listening. So it's also very important that we tell people what we need. Nine of Cups is a card of showing a person understanding what they need and then waiting for this to be fulfilled. So every person here might have a different way of feeling love, and they need to describe this to the others, that I need more praise from you. I want to know when I have been doing good. And this other person might feel, I want to have praise from you when I have cooked you dinner or bringing home the money. And this other person might feel like, I want to be appreciated for the love that I give, the small notes that I write, or the hand holding, or these other things. And also tell in what kind of way we want to be loved back. So it's a lot about being a grown-up. It's Kings, so it shows a very a situation that starts to be very fully grown, where people actually start to know they see the truth about this situation much clearer, and they have obtained some kind of very valuable knowledge that they didn't have before. So this is a situation where people are very much growing up and becoming more adult. The King of Swords here still have some issues, maybe where they still haven't like really grasped the whole picture, maybe of maybe they can't understand these other people totally fully, but they are on the brink to learn that. But it's the Fool, so it might be a new cycle where this person will learn something more. But for now on, they might be seen as a very aggressive person that always wants to be right, and might not always be right, but actually making a situation worse sometimes with their behavior. But they don't see it that way just yet. But I'm seeing a prosperous situation about to happen, where this person will also be able to see things this person's way, if this person keeps the cool. Okay, if they don't fly off the handle because this person is acting immature or competitive. Okay, so I will actually read, I think, the Five of Wands, because I'm thinking that's the issue here. Five of Wands. Stretching after that a bit. So you may find yourself in a conflict with others, although it might not be serious yet. Finding this card in a reading can often suggest that you are involved in tussling with work colleagues or friends, or perhaps you are involved in a power struggle or a battle of wits. If this is the case, you just need to be careful that it doesn't escalate. The fire energy of Wands is optimistic and generous, but can sometimes be combative, so measure or restraint may be required. The situation could be playful, however, and in a sexual relationship may indicate fiery, wild activities. If a Wand Court card best describes your personality, then you could well be a solution-oriented person who regards difficulties as challenges and opportunities. Here you could be in your element as you seek to alchemically transform a difficulty into something of value. So it says that these opposites, like people being very much unlike each other, might actually be very helpful for people learning the thing they need to learn. And also the Five of Wands together with the Fool here increases the energy of optimism. So when this person wants to solve other people's problems, they do so from a very pure intention. So it's not a person that wants to rub it in your face. They actually truly wants to help you, but they might come out as a little bit of a know-it-all. Okay, so I'm going to take some oracle cards from Oracle of the Angels by Mario Duguay. Okay, let's see what's coming for my Capricorn. We have Awakening, and Strength is what I'm feeling as well. So Awakening is also what came for Aquarius, but I'm thinking it was Awakening and then Energy that was 2930, you have 2940. So it might be that you are involved with Aquarius. 29. Okay. This is a period of great spiritual awakening for you. You are being initiated into a new higher level of existence. You may have noticed some unexpected changes taking place in your life. This is all part of your preparation. You are drawing ever closer to the divine, and once this process is complete, you will feel a greater degree of connection as well as an increased capacity to love and be loved. I open my heart and spread my wings towards what is true. I lift my thoughts towards God, nature, beauty. May the spiritual consciousness in me awaken in love and wisdom, and so be it. So, Aquarius had a very beautiful reading with very much this love connection. For you, it's also love, but it's more of holding this strong energy, like being the bigger person, or being very grounded, or not falling into drama, and keeping cool and not being judgmental, but actually holding a very friendly attitude even towards people acting dramatic. So you have a vast reservoir of inner strength within you. Cast aside your doubts and feeling of insecurity and trust that you have what it takes to be victorious in this situation. You may be feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of what is being asked of you, but you will surprise yourself if you just trust and proceed confidently. I'm strong enough to handle any challenge that comes my way. I believe in my strength and power. I have what it takes to succeed. So this might be you being very sure about your moral guidelines for once, trusting yourself instead of questioning yourself all the time. If I feel like this is what I'm going to communicate. And we can still change our mind if the other person comes with their point of view. So it's just trusting your point of view until you understand more. So it's very beautiful. It's about like becoming more trusting in yourself and in your judgmental capacity. And I don't mean judgmental in a negative way, but actually being able to judge a situation in a very grown-up way. Okay. And here we have notes from the universe on love and connection. And I will take also one card from that deck to you, my dear Capricorn. Here. You are destined for greatness of the wings of love. So, greatness and strength. It's very adult. Yes. To clarify, the primary roles of love are not to heal, fix, or mend, not to soothe, cure, or ease, not even to refresh, rejuvenate, or restore, hardly. The primary roles of love are to Yaho, Jiha, and Wahoo. Get your love on, the universe. And this is after you have done all this healing, fixing, mending, soothing, curing, easing, and being this bigger person, you also need to remember that love needs to be also celebrating, not always being the grown-up and holding the energy of being the cool one and keeping the drama down, but also being able to be passionate, because it might be a little bit danger here that you will turn into something that's a little bit rigid and might forget about having this playful fun that we see here. So after you have hold this very strong energy and try to be the pillar in the storm for everyone else, also remember that love should be childish, love should be passionate, love should be all these other things. So don't be serious too long, is what I'm feeling. Okay, so my dear Capricorn, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care, and I want to welcome you back to my January reading that I will be performing in the mid of December, right before Christmas. So take good care, and bye-bye.